time to check out this guy. It's the Dang a podcast where we talk about OCs and describe their inner beings and complexities, and sometimes we make up an OC. I'm Emery, my pronouns are they, she, he. Thwip thwip.
Hi, I'm Spike. I don't know. Funny thing said in a panic.
It's so valid. I'm Elvire. My pronouns are they, he, she. And the trip took me out. I wasn't ready for it.
Same.
Yeah, I got Elvire and Spike with both my web shooters.
Yeah. Shots were fired.
Yes, we were kind of bound up in that web. So I guess we're sort of talking about a movie that came out recently?
With the release of Across the Spiderverse, which I think we have all seen now at this point, spider Sonas have become hugely popular, and we were all like, all right, let's throw our hat in that ring. Let's make some Spideys.
Yeah, so we were starting to talk before the podcast started. So how about us all go around and give our opinion on the Spidersmen?
Yeah, no strong opinions from me. I mean, the Marvel comics that I have read are not Spider-Man centric. I'm not really too invested in the Spider-Mans. I do enjoy both the Spider-Verse movies. Miles is cool, Gwen is sick as hell and trans. But yeah, not a whole lot of investment from me. I'm coming to this as a relative outsider.
I'm coming to this as someone who thinks the concept is cool. But I like the original movies, the first movies that I saw, and I like dressing up as Spider-Man, and if there's someone doing face painting, I'll walk up to them and say, hey, can you make me a rainbow Spider-Man, please?
Great.
That's sort of the thing that I've got going. I've got some comics, but to be honest, I didn't collect them for very long because, it's not.
I haven't even watched the MCU Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy the MCU Spider-Man. I just love a funny guy that gets his ass kicked. He's the underdog. He's always out of luck. I adore him. I think Marvel fucked up with the movies and where they're going with his story, but that's why we have Spider Sonas now. And I'll just make one that doesn't become a capitalist.
I do, in theory, enjoy a superhero who's kind of a fail boy.
I just love seeing people fail.
Oh, so I'm gonna have the deranged take about Spider-Man.
I'm so excited
Let's
for
go.
this.
And it sounds like I have read very little Spider-Man comics. I've read very little comics in general outside of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Great.
However, I have read a little bit of Spider-Man, including the comics version of some of the Spiderverse arcs. So, ultimately, I kinda don't like Spider-Man, and I need to explain this.
Alright. Yeah, Spike is slowly unsheathing a knife.
Yes, no, I think the audience is slowly unsheathing a knife.
Both can be true.
I think people respect superheroes a lot less than you think they do.
So here's the deal with Spider-Man, and I may go on a little bit long here. So Spider-Man as a concept is potentially cool to me. The thing is, they keep on resetting the character back to loser student, and that is not interesting to me at all. So anytime he grows and evolves as a person, that's actually interesting to me, and they never allow that to go on for long. So that's why I don't like Spider-Man. Also, Spider-Man is like scary overpowered. I think like from what I know of like Marvel Comics, I would say just like general like at their base levels, whatever. The two I would like to mess with the least are Magneto, followed by Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is so ridiculously overpowered. Like the only reason why he doesn't he is Marvel Comics One Punch Man. Except like everything is just he is like always at like 0.5% power and too afraid to ever go beyond that.
Technically, I think Squirrel Girl is the Marvel Universe One Punch Man.
Squirrel Girl is unbeatable.
She is. However, Squirrel Girl typically never needs to fight, and that's why she's unbeatable.
When she does fight, she can treat Thanos as a triviality.
Yes, but it's normally her squirrels that do the fighting for her. She is very strong. Like, she can beat up Captain America.
She can beat up all the Avengers at once. That's canonically true.
Yes, it is. But it's like Spider-Man can also do that. Like Spider-Man basically has infinite strength almost. It's just he's like the character concept is he's too afraid to ever use it. So like, and that's fine, but it's just like I'm more interested in like the internal lives of the people. That's what makes Marvel Comics interesting to me. That's why I would prefer them over DC. But that's a whole other discussion. So anyway, my favorite run of Spider-Man is Superior Spider-Man, wherein Doc Ock swaps brains with Peter Parker, but Peter Parker at the last moment makes Doc Ock like go through his entire memories and live his life, which makes him like, you know, we are the sum of our experiences. So he does become mostly a hero, but he's like, dude, this man sucks.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you. Guess which Spider-Man run I own.
Is it Superior?
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Yes, I like it. It has a few things that are weird and problematic to me, but I do like it a whole lot. But the whole thing was like, this dude sucks. I'm going to be a better hero. And also I'm going to turn his life around. And also have a decent life at the same time. And he mostly accomplishes that. And then, like, at the end of it, you know, Peter Parker comes back. He now has his life set up to where, like, he can do both. Like, he can live his life and be Spider-Man. And then he's just gonna ruin it. Because the comics won't let him grow.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing with, like, all of, like, big two comics, is that, you know, you can only change your characters so much before they become unrecognizable. And if they have character development, then what's their arc gonna be after that? So yeah, you know, they got these series that have been running for decades, so that's kind of like inevitable, you know?
Yeah, but they don't need to keep on setting him back to being a loser student that gets bullied.
Yeah, true.
Like, let the character grow somewhat and have lasting change. Like, you know, I know that they're, like, famously, people got really upset because they retconned his marriage and having a kid and stuff. And like, just like, nope, this no longer exists anymore. He's back to just baseline and nothing matters. Like, it's not good to me, especially because Marvel doesn't really reset their universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, no, like his entire life was magicked out of existence to have never existed in continuity, and it kind of just sucks.
Does this mean that the ideal comic books character would be someone who never learns a lesson and therefore does not need to ever be reset?
I would be such a good comic book character then.
Not for me. That that's that's the opposite of the problem I have. So no, not for me. I mean, that's
so you don't like Dr. Starline?
Dr. Starline I both like and hate. He's a funny little loser.
I think in a lot of ways, he is the perfect character, and they should bring him back.
I think you kind of, what you were explaining kind of reminded me of why I don't collect Marvel comics anymore and mostly just read like short running things. Because if a thing has an end date, then there's a character arc that makes sense, that has an end point, at which point the comic's done and something new will start. And I feel like maybe we're missing out on that a little bit in these super long running things. Because if you do a really huge character change, what does that signify for the story? If you have a peak in your story, then where do you go from there?
Yeah.
To the end.
Yeah, I do like it when a story can just fucking conclude. That's why a lot of franchise media in general these days is kind of tiring.
Mm-hmm. When an anime comes out and it has only 24 episodes and that's the end, I'm so excited. I'm so ready to get invested.
Yeah, thank you, anime, for being short sometimes.
Except then you have the Dragon Balls and the One Pieces and
the Bleach that I've now been dragged back into.
And the Narutos. And other shows that I've never seen.
And that's why we have fanfic.
Yeah, like the fucking the Digimons of franchise media will always be more appealing to me, where they just like come up with something new every new iteration instead of just like continuing the same story ostensibly with the same characters and everything.
Well, like a lot of the Toei owned media properties that have gone on for a long time are that way. Where it's a completely new show every year or two, but they'll also have the shows cross over occasionally, so you do get to occasionally revisit an old favorite.
Yeah, I guess that works too. Like, you know, sometimes you want like just a little hit of that good nostalgia. Sometimes you're watching the Cross Wars finale and you're like, dang it, it is nice to see Daisuke again. It is nice to see Masaru just fucking flying around punching Vamdamon.
I still love that one of the first things I showed you for Toku Mondays was the absolutely wild super crossover Kamen Rider movie.
Oh yeah, it made zero sense to me. It just washed over me. I retained nothing of it.
Yeah. I mean, that was like watching like Avengers Infinity War and none of the other MCU movies.
Anyway, we're 15 minutes into the podcast. Want to make up some characters?
Sure.
Let's make up some characters.
I just spoke a lot, so let me take a back seat now.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to use this, but I did Google how to make a Spiderverse OC and found a post on a Toy House forum that has some advice. This actually, this isn't like funny. This looks like actual good advice. So I'm not here to make fun of anyone.
So how like on cooking shows they'll be like, "This is how you do it," and then they pull out the one that they prepared in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the one that had something they prepared in advance.
Okay.
I'm going in blind. I have no spider sona. Give me the recipe.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is by the Toy House user Boy Shark Wonder, and they have like this little bullet point list here. So things you need to consider: what universe are they from? The main Spider-Man is from Earth 616, aka Prime Earth. Is your spider from the same universe? How did your spider get their powers? It doesn't even have to be a spider. Spider-Man 2099 got his powers from a gene splicing incident. What similarities does your spider have with Peter Parker? What differences? Silk was bitten by the same spider as Spider-Man Prime, and even her powers are different. She has organic webbing and a stronger spider sense, but mostly powers the same otherwise. If your spider doesn't have organic webbing, most spiders in the comics don't. How do they go about web shooters? Peter Parker, who makes his own refills, has to worry about is running out. Gwen's utilize the moisture in the air, but it can be used indefinitely so long as there's moisture. Does your spider ever come into contact with a symbiote? What happens? That was my mistake, not theirs. What happens? There are a few spiders that go through a black suit phase. There are also spiders whose loved ones get taken in by the symbiote. Every spider has some sort of inciting tragedy. Some with great power come great responsibility moment. This gives spiders their willpower, a real thing in Marvel Comics. Spider-Man's biggest assets are his morality, his sense of duty, his heart, and his will. They don't list it, but probably they were also going to include his infinite strength, apparently. There are a few exceptions, though most have been written that way as a way for a writer to play with the hypothetical, what if the Peter/the spider didn't learn the lesson? You should consider what tragedy your spider is made upon, if any. Who is your spider's Uncle Ben, Aunt Mary, Mary Jane, Harry and Norman Osborn, Eddie Brock, Gwen Stacy, Flash Thompson? These are all character tropes that appear often in the different variations of Spider-Man. You should consider the Daily Bugle, the press, and how that plays in your spider's life. Most spiders are hated by the Bugle press, but there are some, Silk is the first that comes to mind, that are liked by Triple J. Spider-Man is also is about a struggle to balance the hero stuff with a normal life. School is often used as a clear obstacle for the hero. Spiders who are past schooling age will have jobs and relationships to balance. Most spiders have very little free time and struggle to ration it out. You can get an issue of Spider-Man where you don't see him out of the suit for a single panel, but that tends to be a rarity for Spider-Man comics. Interpersonal relationships are a biggie. So yeah, this is actually very good advice. This is like a lot of encouragement of like building out the world around the Spider-Man and like what relationships and what, past events define them as a person. Solid advice.
I didn't do a lot of these things.
Great. This is all very good advice. I might just make my character like a big funny joke.
Oh, I did a serious one, and it's gonna be funny.
Great. Yeah, Spike, so I have like a sort of seed of an idea in my head. Elvira said they don't have anything at all, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all time.
Yeah, why don't you go first?
Okay.
While we mull it over.
Okay, so how would we describe the movie Spider-Verse? It's just kind of generic multiple universes?
Yeah.
So
it's multiple universes in the way that a lot of comics are multiple universes. It does have kind of like this theme of like, oh, the Spider-Mans need to stick to this one particular template, and if it don't, everyone will get mad, and also your universe will annihilate itself.
Yeah, so and they kind of spent like 1 minute on that in the movie.
Basically, you have to be a sad boy.
Oh,
you have to be a sad boy, or everything will break.
So here's here's the thing. I know a little bit about other versions of Spider-Verse, which get a lot more involved. Where there is this thing called I think it's the like the web of life and destiny or something like that. And like it kinda is the thing that holds the multiverse together in a way.
Interesting.
And there are these spider deities. There's like a whole handful of them. That are like, they're basically multiversal gods, and like that's where like, and they keep the web going, and they are referred to as spider totems, and they also have avatars, which also sometimes get called spider totems. So, like, there's this whole deal where, like, Peter Parker got bit by a radioactive spider, but also, like, these deities chose him, and there's an entirely, like, magical element to it, too.
So, in a way, Peter Parker is the spider totem's OC.
Oh, yeah, like he is, like, he kind of is, like main Peter Parker is kind of like a specific spider totem's OC, like totally.
We love lore, don't we? We just gotta add another whole thing into it.
So here's the fun thing. One of those spider deities is the gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fun just because of the name, and their role is to like get rid of spider totem avatars who are unworthy and shouldn't have the spider powers.
Now I really it's low-hanging fruit, but now I need to know what the spider gaslighter and the spider girl boss are.
Oh, so yeah, so we'll swing around to that again.
Great.
So here is my setup for the universe. This spider Sona is from, and their name is Spiderwave. So like let me also ask, y'all know who Moon Girl is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh wait, no.
Okay, Moon Girl is a little 9-year-old girl. She has a friend who is Devil Dinosaur.
She's essentially a Digimon protagonist.
In a lot of ways, yes. She is also the smartest human.
Mm-hmm.
She also really hates Reed Richards, so good for her. Everyone should hate Reed Richards. He's an asshole. So here's the concept for this world. So comics Moon Girl is 9 years old, so let's start in 1988, when she is 9 years old. And America amends its constitution to where instead of having the general populace essentially vote in the electoral college, or to choose the electors in the electoral college and to elect the House of Representatives, no, they change it to where corporations get those votes, and it's one vote for every $20 billion contributed to the nation's gross domestic product.
Uh-oh, Scoop.
Yeah, and then in 1991, just like our own world, the World Wide Web is created, and now we're in the far-off future of the year 2017 in a William Gibson-esque cyberpunk dystopia.
Great.
And we've got so Moon Girl's real name is Lunella Lafayette. And she's now a programmer for Osborne Hammer Incorporated. and she created a self-improving AI tool for crawling the web and eliminating bugs that are encountered.
Mm-hmm.
But she does too good of a job and creates an actual AI.
Uh-huh.
The basis of this is that it was, a web spider.
Mm-hmm.
That squashes bugs. And the gatekeeper chooses this as one of their avatars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it gets the mystical powers of being a spider totem. So now its new purpose is to navigate the web of life and destiny and to either fix or eliminate those who are unworthy of being avatars as the one and only Spiderwave. And so yes, this is the gaslight gatekeep girl boss spider person.
Hell
Good.
yeah. I mean, I had this idea earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you. If your spider is the avatar of the gatekeeper, then should one of us be the avatar of the gaslighter and one of us be the avatar of the girl boss?
That's up to you.
I think that would be good, Elvir.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I did try to kind of get inspired by all three in this.
Great.
At least a little. So where I actually started off on this was I just wanted to make a spider Sona that had a magenta and teal color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very synthwave color scheme.
Yeah.
Also, just in general, it's the best color scheme. That's my opinion, and therefore for me it's fact. Because that's how being a self-entitled nerd works. So like I was like, okay, so it's like an electronic thing, so it's like this isn't beholden to having just like being like person shaped. So I was like, well, let's have her have like 3 different forms.
Mm-hmm.
One being just like a biomechanical spider.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of just like their default mode. Also, like synthwave partially comes out of like horror stuff, like John Carpenter, kind of influence. So like, yeah, like giant biomechanical spider is pretty fucking scary to me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I also was like, okay, let's give her a pursuit mode. That's very synthwave. So do y'all know what Bosozoku style is?
No.
You have been saying a lot of words that I
feel like
don't.
I feel like I've probably seen it, but couldn't identify it.
Okay, like it is a specific type of like Japanese car culture.
Oh yeah.
Everything is just like extremely over the top.
No, I know what that is.
Yeah, and like for example, like there'll be a front splitter on a car. They'll be like 5 feet long instead of 5 inches long.
Everything is just like fucking covered with LED.
Yeah, or like you have exhaust pipes, but they'll be like coming out the back of the car and then going like 6 or 7 feet up in the air. Which is like, okay, like the spider legs become like the exhaust pipes. And it's just wild. So it's like just like a Bosozoku, like 80s wedge sports car. Great. And then like for her like humanoid appearance, it's just like it's just kind of based off of her creator, Lunella Lafayette. But like more mechanical. So like her humanoid form would be kind of similar to I guess the Iron Spider suit or Superior Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Except in that magenta and teal color scheme. Like, I definitely think, like, the layout and patterning would definitely be, like, the Superior Spider-Man, suit. Except, you know, like, a little bit more mechanical. And because this is, like, she's created by Moon Girl, like, she has all sorts of wacky gadgets that she can deploy. You know, like, I think one of the inspirations for Moon Girl was basically Inspector Gadget.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of just, like, wacky stuff like that. And then, like, so I was very much focused on just, like, the aesthetic and looks. Obviously, since I was just like, let's make a synthwave. So obviously when she is changing forms, she just has, like, a wireframe grid appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, like, let's go maximum synthwave here.
Like Digimon Tamers.
Correct, except different color. Not green.
Rad.
So like I said, I did not get, other than, like, let's pay tribute to Moon Girl and, like, let's think about, like, what Marvel cyberpunk dystopia would be, but not 2099,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, more of, like, the William Gibson-esque, cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Where, you know, there was a lot more, like, oh, like, Japanese culture gets incorporated, and it's a lot about, you know, corporate authoritarianism and stuff like that, which that makes it into 2099, but what little I've seen of 2099 is just, like, it doesn't really engage with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of set dressing. So anyway, that was about as far as I got. I didn't address any personal relationships, and, like, I intentionally, like, oh, this is a Spider-Sona that does not have to deal with work and school, because those are the parts of Spider-Man I don't like.
Very fair.
All right, I could go next.
Okay.
I feel like my idea is still a little half-baked, but we can figure it out as we go. Also, it might be better to do a shorter one, because we are a ways into the hour.
Oh yeah, I just start talking. I teach 4-hour classes on the regular, so I'm sorry.
No, that was very good and very detailed.
It's fine. I teach 3-hour classes. I understand your problem. Time sure does fly.
So my concept for my Spider-Sona is, well, we all know the classic story. Spider gets radioactive, Spider bites Peter, Peter gets superpowered. My thought is, what if we cut out the middleman? What if Spider gets radioactive, Spider gets big, and superpowers?
Yes.
How big?
Bigger than human-sized, you know,
Yes.
maybe like the size of, like, a horse.
Okay.
Okay.
So my Spider-Sona is called Spider, and
Good.
Uh-huh.
and they became a radioactive spider that gained superpowers. So I think I do want to associate them with the gaslight totem, because once they became a spider, they just decided, okay, I'm gonna, you know, I have this newly gained sapience, I have these superpowers that I can use to protect people. What if I just simply integrated myself into human society? So they adopt a secret identity. So sort of their Clark Kent disguise is just, you know, they put on a necktie and just go around insisting that they are a human.
That is amazing. That is so beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not sure about any of the, maybe they do have a fucking symbiote at some point. I'm not sure what that would look like. Yeah, not sure if that's a road I want to necessarily go down just right now, but I'm wondering more about their backstory. What are we gonna do to like fit them into this backstory template? God, part of me wonders if it should just be like, they occasionally, go around and visit, other just like regular normal sized spiders from their family and just like, have all the drama play out, like, while they're just sort of like crouched down in front of like a tiny spider web in the corner while all the drama of the Peter Parker story is playing out.
I'm imagining family dinner, but one of the spiders has to sit outside because he's massive and he doesn't fit in the tiny spider home.
Their fucking uncle gets killed by a grasshopper or gets killed by a praying mantis or something. And that's their motivation for becoming a hero.
Okay, because that was my question. Is this still a superhero?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's actually incidentally a grasshopper plague going on right now. So he's helping.
Oh, exactly.
By killing all the grasshoppers. Like in the Egyptian plague when a giant spider famously comes and fixes the plague.
Yeah, just a giant spider swings in, swinging in across the pyramid and kicks Moses' ass.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how that went. I've been to Catholic school. I learned this.
So like other things from this list, like naturally their web shooters are natural. They got the fucking spinnerets for it. Boy, do they attend school is the thing. Do they, what are the elements of like their secret identity life that becomes sort of like new? Oh, you know what? They're just like a spider with newly gained sapience. They definitely don't know how to read. So maybe like instead of high school, they enroll in elementary school.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's it. I think we got it.
In elementary school, the spider gets to learn such crucial things as if I move hand in distance to object, when can I grab object? Because, the body just changed.
Well, they got 8 eyes, so that'll definitely help with the depth perception.
True. More eyes is the answer.
I just need a name for this character beyond their superhero identity of Spider.
What, other than giant spider, what do they look like?
I think they're a jumping spider because jumping spiders are cute.
No, I wrote down jumping spider on my sheet.
Not the size of a horse.
Disagree.
I'm a little bit arachnophobic though, so
this is not the podcast for you.
What is their name? I'm kind of feeling like Mabel for a first name. God, what's like a last name that someone would have if they were a spider who, is definitely like a human? Don't worry about it.
Lean.
I think the last name might be human.
Yeah. Mabel Sapien or something? Or Sally Sapien.
Oh,
Sally Sapien is... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I went with lean for Maybelline, just like, oh, this is a word I saw.
All right. Yeah, I think we got it. I think it's Sally Sapien. I think I've created I think I created a good one here.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. I wrote down some words in an attempt to quickly make a spider soda.
Mhm.
So I also chose a jumping spider because I think they're cute.
Let's fucking go. Elvier and me over here doing the predator handshake.
Uh-huh. I'm over here in the corner with a dunce cat.
I also figured that Marvel is wrong in not mutilating more of the Spider-Man. Why do they all look so human?
Hell,
So,
yeah, We're doing the predator handshake even harder. We both got both our arms in there.
So, most of the body that I'm imagining looks normal, like hideable, because I figured they would have to be able to hide in society. But, like, they're wearing a bandana always, or a hat always, and it's because their forehead is just more eyes.
Yes. I mean, okay, this, knowing you, this was always going to be the way we went with it.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah, I'm the eye weirdo. It's normal, don't worry about it. I also think they should have chubby cheeks because they don't have web shooters, but they do make sticky saliva. So they'll just be drooling over everyone to make them stick. This is a choice that I've made.
Gross.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think the crime rate is really gonna go down. And then just in general, like it's mostly the face that I imagine, but I think, there's gonna be some weird fuzz on the fingers, so they'll have to wear gloves. Yeah, I think it's essential that it's not a skinny person, because like jumping spiders are like little round thingies.
Yeah,
that's what makes them cute. So my spider needs to be a little round. That's essential.
It just occurred to me, like, with the sticky saliva, that, essentially what they're doing is, like, spitting out their used chewing gum at you, and that's unfortunate to think about.
Like
you're welcome.
Like xenomorphs.
It's not acidic, though. It's sticky, which is...
worse.
I'm talking about like the resin spit that they have. They have acid blood, but they have like resin spit. That's how they like create all those corridors and like people and stuff. Also, Elvira, are you familiar with Man Spider?
No.
I'm gonna send you a picture here.
Is that like a Peter Parker clone who has 6 arms, I think?
Oh, that's cute.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought you might like Man Spider.
Man Spider's great.
Yeah, it's like quite a bit different from what you're describing, but also kind of a similar vibe.
They also went with you should at least have some physical attributes that say this is a spider who is a man. I've also decided that
put some pedipalps on that fucker.
Yeah,
we need to see him.
I am no longer a child, so I no longer wish to see children in media. So this is an adult. They're doing, they've been trying to get a degree for a while now. This might be different in America than in where I live. But they've been trying to get a college degree by going to like long distance classes, and they keep failing their classes, so they got to do temp jobs, and it doesn't really. You gotta fight crime. You gotta do your evening classes. You gotta go to your job. Something's gonna fail, and it's not going well. So that's the balance thing covered. Also important for the temp jobs, it needs to be a job where they can wear a hat, because otherwise you can see the eyes. I also tried to do some like background thingies. So my Spider-Man lives in like a huge apartment building. He has a super noisy neighbor, which is why he needs to sneak in and out as a Spider-Man, because the noisy neighbor is definitely going to figure it out. He goes to therapy, but his therapist is related to the big villain of this story.
Ooh.
Because then you can have funny scenes where Spider-Man is talking about how life is difficult to balance. And meanwhile, you see like little cuts in between where he's beating up her husband or something. Yeah. And that's what I'd managed to flesh out in the hours since we've started recording.
Great.
I'm trying, and I don't have a name yet, but since you compared it to spitting chewing gum, I think it should have a name like with gum something.
Ooh.
But I can't get further than that.
Gary Gumderson.
Sure.
Double mint. Big red. I don't chew gum, so I'm not gonna be helpful.
Strawberry Blast. That's the Spider-Man name. Actually, it's Strawberry Blast Spider.
Francine Fruit Stripe.
Oh, does Fruit Stripe gum even still exist?
Probably somewhere. I haven't seen it in a grip.
Gum is a German surname. That's so funny. That means it means man, but if you say it in Dutch, it sounds like an eraser.
Gum hair.
So Elvira, if you really want to complete our fucking Triforce here, in what ways does this character relate to girl bossing?
I have to do the girl bossing. But I guess I could give Gary Jellymon's personality.
Ooh, so true.
I mean, I did kind of set it up with the college degree and the temp jobs. This is Jellymon doing pyramid schemes. I'm writing that down. Everything's part of the pyramid schemes. They don't have a degree because they keep switching to a different major because it will fit better with the next pyramid scheme.
Oh, no.
Do they have a boyfriend that they bullied into dating them?
Uh-huh. I'm also just being like, Jellymon with the ability to cocoon people with her spit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She would love it.
She would be so happy.
It would be the best thing ever to her.
I think Gary needs a boyfriend, yeah. And the boyfriend needs to be really afraid of spiders. So the bandana needs to stay on at home. Because Gary doesn't know how to break the news that they're part spider.
Right.
Not because it's like important for like the relationship and the secrecy and all that, but just because how's the relationship gonna survive if one of them is deadly afraid of the other in the wrong way?
Yeah, I like
that's
this.
what he wants.
So they keep, there's this whole thing in my story now where Gary is subtly trying to desensitize boyfriend's fear of spiders by like, I don't know, introducing spider-like themes in the house. This does not go well. This is the weird comedy factor.
Great, yeah. No, I got this inflatable Halloween spider for our living room. I think it really ties the whole thing together.
Good morning, babe. I've changed the entire bedroom to be covered in webbing for the vibes. What do you think? Yeah, I think we made great characters.
Yeah, I think we did a good job.
Absolutely. A 1000% A+.
All right, let's do our plugs. Spike, why don't you start us off?
I'm part of a podcast called Check Out This Guy, and that's about it.
That sounds like such a good podcast.
Go listen to that one.
I also only have this podcast, but I've started a new Tumblr blog because I want to do some solo RPGs over summer.
Hell yeah.
Let's see if I actually ever make a first post. But if you want to check that out, it's going to be journaling.tumblr.com.
All right, I'm Emery. I've got my other podcast, We Rate Queerbait, where we explore the blurry line between homie and homo. I'm also on For Affinity with the username Space Robot. I'm also doing commissions. You can get in touch with me there on Discord if you know me there, or spacerobotart@gmail.com. So I'm also on an upcoming audio drama, details forthcoming. Yeah, that's all for me. So this podcast is on Tumblr and co-host at DigiGhostGate, or fuck no, wrong one, at Check Out This Guy. I mean, I guess we do still have those the old social media for DigiGhostGaze. You can check out that if you want to see not a lot of posting about Digimon.
If you want to learn more about the aforementioned Jellymon.
Yeah, honestly, though, you should just listen to our podcast, Digimon Ghost Gaze, if you haven't already, where we do talk a lot about Jellymon and her
normal behavior.
Unwilling, bullied boyfriend.
He's into it.
He is. He's in the relationship against his will, but he likes it.
Yeah, this, we shouldn't shame him for wanting to be bullied.
Exactly. So, fucking... This podcast is part of the Noise Space. Oh, we also have a Discord. Go the fuck there. Yeah. Watch me do my art streams. You can come in and chat with us. It's a very nice chill time. We also got Tokusatsu Mondays. Also, you can just hang out and chat about OCs. You can show us your guys. You can post about things. It's neat. This podcast is part of the NoiseSpace.xyz network. You can go to NoiseSpace.xyz and listen to all sorts of neat podcasts. If you like this show, if you like our previous show, there's definitely something there for you. It's a network with so many great hosts and a lot of very fun shows.
Should we do Morg's plugs?
Morg's plugs are linked in the show notes.
Yeah, true.
I don't think we have to go through everyone's plugs all the time, since there's only ever going to be three of us in the show. Three of us,
yeah.
All right, so where are we with the outro? Did you make any new developments while I was out last week?
No, we didn't.
We came up with a new outro yesterday, but you didn't like it.
Yeah, that's true, I didn't, and we're not going to repeat it.
No, I wasn't going to. I was going to be a good child.
I would say I still like Steal a Guy.
Yeah. You know, so until next time, it's always okay to steal your guys.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
I would definitely download a guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Until next time,
Everyone would.
Until next time, you should download a car once that technology becomes available. But until then, we encourage we encourage you to steal in whatever little ways you can.
Take the concept of spider sonas, steal that, and download you a spider sona.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.